Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Hope you're all doing well. Let's see what the game has for me today. We've got the Creature. Okay, so Creature is, I believe, the first of the Abyssal Terrors characters that we're trying to play on Crash Zone, and it's one of the characters that interacts with Curse, which is much harder to come by on this map. Now, Creature is a little less difficult for the purpose of getting cursed, because we start with a fish hook, so we can get cursed by cursing items if our fish hook ever works, which, knowing my luck, it won't. But it's still going to be more difficult on this map than on Abyssal Terrors, because we won't have other free sources of curse to increase our weapon damage. Let's see what weapon we get, and we'll try to decide accordingly how we're going to play. Sharp Tooth, I think, is actually not bad. This is normally a weak weapon, but that's mostly because of its very low base damage. But because it's going to scale with Curse, it will be able to scale reasonably well. We won't have to buy any damage. We can just buy Lifesteal and Curse, and that will allow our weapon to do decent damage. And because it has the primitive weapon tag, it'll give us a decent amount of HP as well to help defend ourselves. We did make very poor money that wave, so that's not great, but hopefully we can make up for that soon. I'm going to reroll here, and we'll take 5 Harvesting. That's perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and grab a Sharp Tooth. I'm going to lock the Lumberjack shirt. If we get this cursed, it's great, so we definitely want to lock that, and then we'll roll, buy another Sharp Tooth here. A bat I'll lock as well. A cursed bat would be amazing for this character, because it would scale our weapon damage both with the lifesteal and with the curse. And then let's go ahead and reroll, and buy another Sharp Tooth. Unfortunately, because I didn't pick up the last 3 materials, I'm 1 short of rerolling. But one advantage that Sharp Tooth does have is that it's a very cheap weapon. So we were able to still get 4 and have a decent amount of money, even though I made weak income on the first wave. Got our first cursed enemy there, which is nice. Probably the issue was that I went to fight the tree, or to break the tree, rather than just fighting the remaining enemies. But if we'd gotten a box, of course, it would have been worth it. So I think that was still the correct decision, though it may well not have been as well. I would have to go watch the tape of that first level again to see if we'd have made more money than the average of the 3 materials that the tree drops plus 20% of a crate by fighting other enemies instead. I'm going to reroll here, and we'll take 5 Harvesting again. And then we got the curse on the bat, but we're still going to buy Sharp Teeth for this wave, because we definitely want to max out our weapon. That gives us HP and crit chance, which is going to increase our damage output significantly. And then I'm going to roll a couple times. If I can lock another Sharp Tooth, that would be amazing, because of course we want to get our weapons cursed when we have a cursed fish hook. I'd say this run is going fine so far. The Sharp Tooth is kind of thematic for the creature, I guess. I mean, you would imagine that a creature would fight with sharp teeth. Certainly my cat does. Definitely need to boost our damage, but we do have a damage increase coming because we're going to be buying the bat next wave, which will boost our damage both by giving us Curse and Lifesteal. And then I could take 1% Lifesteal, but I think we're fine. I'm just going to reroll here and reroll again. One thing to note is that just because we do want Lifesteal for our weapons, this build can still use regeneration. Having Sharp Tooth does not prevent us from buying regeneration. I'll take the level 2 attack speed upgrade, though. Obviously, that's an amazing upgrade, especially because we're going to be using Lifesteal a lot, and it increases our damage massively, and then we're going to take 8 Harvesting. This character will suffer from losing range, so we lose 10 range every level, and Sharp Tooth is an extremely low range weapon, so we're going to hit the minimum range on our attacks very quickly. So we may want to buy range or try to curse an item that gives us range if possible, but I'm not going to worry too much about that in the early game. Only later game, when we're maybe fighting elites, will we worry about fixing our range, potentially. We'll have to see how tanky we are by the time we get there. Just going to go ahead and upgrade my weapon here, and then we'll obviously buy the cursed item. Now, I'm going to buy one of these two. I think what we will do is buy the whistle this wave, and then that will still allow me to reroll and leave the Lumberjack shirt locked, and then perfect, this is what I was hoping to get, was a Sharp Tooth. Obviously, we missed on the fish hook. We have a 14% pity bonus, though, after missing on 2 items, so that's not the end of the world. yeah, that's a significant increase to our damage output after picking up just that one bat. On the creature, of course, you want to buy every cursed item that you can, because every item that you buy that's not cursed is an item you're not locking and trying to curse. So, very important to buy the cursed items when they get cursed, so that you can have the maximum number of non-cursed items locked in the shop. The creature, I think, may be the most powerful character in Brotato right now, but a big chunk of that is because the curse damage can apply to a super fast attacking weapon like submachine gun. It's much less powerful, of course, when you're applying it to a slow attacking weapon like sharp tooth. I'm going to take the tentacle here. Obviously, that's great. Crit chance is excellent because we're a precise weapon build, so we benefit a lot from crit chance, and the healing is a great way to heal. I will also take this alien tongue. Pickup radius is going to be very good because we're going to use consumables to heal a lot, at least in the early to mid game, and it only costs 9 materials, so I'm pretty happy to grab that. We've got 20 harvesting, so I could roll for harvesting, but here I think I'm just going to take armor. I could take lifesteal as well, but armor feels better to me than increasing our damage right now, because we're going to need to be very close to enemies. So, and our damage is actually fine at this point for the level that we're at. We did get a nice pity bonus, so we got a cursed sharp tooth, which is great because it scales with 92% of our lifesteal, so any lifesteal we buy is significantly more effective now. Buy both of those items. I could level to a level 3 sharp tooth, but I think I want to get these all to level 4 at least. To level 2 before I start leveling the cursed weapon. So we'll get all of our weapons to level 2, and then we'll get our cursed one to level 4. But the question is, do I buy both of these? So that would be 59 materials, which would mean I'm not locking anything. So I think what we're going to do this wave, actually, is I'll buy the sharp tooth. We're guaranteed to see one weapon in the shop, so there's a decent chance we re-roll into another one. And then instead of buying the broken mouth, we're going to lock it and then roll. And then we will lock a scar as well. This is awesome because it helps offset the creature's XP gain loss. And I'll do one more re-roll because we have a cursed fishhook to see if we can lock another sharp tooth. I could also buy another sharp tooth. The reason that I bought the sharp tooth over the broken mouth, by the way, is we're guaranteed a weapon in the shop, so I can buy the tooth, and then there's a good chance that we roll into another one. The question here is, do I just buy this one? I could even buy it and re-roll and potentially hit yet another one to lock. Maybe let's do that. So I think what we're going to do is buy the sharp tooth. We're going to lock the defective steroids. I would buy this if it was cursed. And then because we have a cursed fishhook, I am going to spend the 7 on re-rolling because there's, I believe, an about 50% chance that we hit another sharp tooth. It's a little lower than normal. Normally it's about 60%, but it's a little lower than normal because the primitive and precise weapon tags. This weapon has 2 tags, and they're both fairly large. There's a lot of weapons in them, so the chance of rolling exactly a sharp tooth wasn't amazing, but I think it was worth 7 materials on speculating, and this time we got lucky. So now we've got 4 items locked in the shop for our fishhook, which is great. Killing as many of these cursed enemies as we can, of course, because they're worth extra money. And 164 on wave 5 isn't terrible. It's not amazing, but it's certainly not bad. The 20 extra materials that we're getting from reinforced steel here go a long way towards making our income really excellent. Here, I'll just take 10% more attack speed. That's such a strong upgrade for this character. Of course, our fishhook managed to whiff every time. So now I want to try to lock more items. The question is, how many of these items do I buy? I think I'm always buying the scar here because offsetting the XP gain penalty as much as possible early is really good. And I'm always buying sharp tooth because we can re-roll into more sharp teeth. I think I'll buy the broken mouth, and I probably just buy everything, then we get a free reroll, and we can maybe roll into more stuff. And then here, we will just buy another scar, and then lock these 2 items. I'll throw in a reroll for 5, and perfect. We once again get to lock 4 items, and this time we have a 28% pity bonus, so we're very likely to curse at least one of these things. Hopefully more than one. Getting the double scar is great, because of course not only does that give us extra stats from leveling up, it also gives us extra curse, because the creature gets free curse every time we level. I do need to boost my lifesteal again, or just get a lot more curse, because right now our damage is still a little bit lower than I want. If we could get a hunting trophy, that's probably the #1 item we could get. I guess hunting trophy or black flag are the best possible items for this character. Here I'll just take 8% damage. We have no percent damage, so it's going to be solid. We have a speed item locked in the shop, so I could re-roll here, or I could just take 6% speed. I think I'm just going to take the level 2 upgrade. Only one item got cursed, so it ate our pity bonus and only cursed one thing, so basically the worst possible. But I will still, of course, take the leather vest here. That also makes us much more likely to want to build dodge on this character, because 9% dodge this early is a lot and can help us get to higher dodge levels much sooner. We'll take Sharp Tooth, Beanie, and Insanity, and then do a quick reroll here. I don't want the plant, I don't think, because that will decrease my lifesteal, so I'd lose half a damage. Even though regen is really good, losing half a base damage on all of our weapons is very bad. So we're going to roll past the plant, but lock these two items. First, Piggy Bank this early would be amazing. Even though this is like a little late for Piggy Bank, if we get it cursed this next wave, then it will give us a tremendous amount of additional income. Because Piggy Bank is compound interest, the more compound, like the higher the value of compound interest, it scales to enormous levels very, very quickly. So if we get like 30% of our materials, then that will just make us incredibly wealthy very fast. Even small changes to the value of compound interest end up with a very high end value. I meant to kill that egg, but my guy just wouldn't attack it. I'm going to go kill this one. Our damage isn't great, so I do want to kill the slashers mostly before they hatch. Although we have good healing, so I can tank through their attacks, but they do just make it a little slower to kill everything. We have good healing because we have +4 consumable heal, so we're getting a decent amount of healing just by picking up fruits, and of course we have fairly high lifesteal. So even though we don't have a lot of regeneration, we have enough for this stage of the game to be just fine. Of course, on the creature, very important to kill any curse aliens that might spawn. Oh, I missed on that tree. Unfortunate, I was really hoping to get it right before the end there. I'll definitely take +3 lifesteal. That's a huge increase to our base damage. This is a really interesting spot. So I could take 9% dodge, go up to 18% dodge, and that would let us get to dodge cap pretty soon. I could also take 7 crit chance, which would be very good for our tentacle, very good for our damage. 12% damage would also be great. Or I could reroll for something like lifesteal or armor, which would be more valuable than any of these options. I think what we're going to do here is take 12% damage. This, going from 5% to 12% is a pretty significant increase to our damage output. So that's just going to make our kind of low weapon damage a lot more acceptable. We did get the Cursed Piggy Bank, so we're going to go ahead and buy this, and then I'm going to do one reroll to try to lock stuff, and then just go straight to the next wave. With Piggy Bank and Fishhook, these items synergize extremely well, because Fishhook wants you to lock stuff in the shop, and Piggy Bank wants you to lock stuff in the shop. So we can make quite a lot of money by just going straight to the next wave, and then our Piggy Bank will start paying dividends. The other thing with Cursed Piggy Bank is we don't have to not buy stuff as much, because we need to maintain less of our money as a principal in order to continue to get income. So we aren't even going to be buying fewer items than we would be without the Piggy Bank in order to maintain this income. We'll buy them a couple waves later, but we will end up buying a lot more items and doing a lot more shopping. Something that I see people mention occasionally is that they don't like Piggy Bank runs from a viewership standpoint, because it just means that I'm making fewer decisions in each shop. And that's true when you first get the Piggy Bank, but of course then we make more decisions in later shops because we have all the extra Piggy Bank money. Obviously, I'm not telling you what to like and what to dislike. Like, that's of course up to you. But the decisions are deferred rather than removed when you buy Piggy Bank. I'm going to take the Peacock here. We're going into wave 9, so this is going to be a huge amount of XP gain, and this will keep us in positive XP gain, so Piggy Bank is great. Do I take Plant when it shows up for free like this, or do I just take 8 materials? I think I am going to take it. It does decrease our damage by 50, by half a damage. But the regen, I think, will end up being very solid later on. Plant's a very efficient item, so for only 8 materials, I think that's still a good trade. Then we'll take some lifesteal here. Didn't get anything cursed, unfortunately. I'm going to spend down to about 300 materials this wave, I think. So we'll take Scar, Recycling Machine, and Head Injury, and then we will roll. Lock a Sharp Tooth to get another cursed item. Terrified Onion I will lock as well. I do want more movement speed, and reducing the downside on Terrified Onion is also really good. This is one of the items where the downside is bad and the upside is good, which makes Curse kind of have double value. An item where you don't care that much about the downside, like the Beanie, for example, although range is a little more interesting for this character, but for most characters, Beanie, you don't care about the downside at all, so getting it cursed is only an increase to the speed, because reducing the range penalty doesn't matter. But Terrified Onion has a really big downside, so getting that cursed actually matters on both halves. I will roll one more time just to see if we can lock something else, because I want as many items as possible locked for our fishhook. Then we're going to go to wave 9. I do need to be very, very careful this wave, because we have a peacock. So I could definitely die if I let myself get overwhelmed by the number of enemies that we're getting this wave. Man, I wish we had a hunting trophy. The cursed piggy bank is plenty for our economy also. Like, that's kind of the only economy item that we really need on this character. But hunting trophy would be so much fun with a precise weapon like Sharp Tooth. I've been pretty impressed with Sharptooth so far because the lifesteal actually matters a lot for this character. Like building lifesteal and getting additional lifesteal matters a lot for this character and getting additional damage at low health matters a lot for this character because of the short range. So it kind of offsets the range. So I've actually liked this weapon more than I was expecting. We made a lot of money that wave, which is great. I'm going to recycle the Scared Sausage. We have a recycling machine, so we can just go ahead and get rid of that. I'll take Schmoop. I do want more HP and regen. Losing 1 damage doesn't really matter that much, because, of course, Sharptooth only scales 50% here. Here, I'm going to take Armor over 4 regeneration. The more armor we have, the better, of course. Then I could take more HP. I could take more Harvesting. I could reroll this. This is not our level 15 upgrade. That's going to be the last one that we get, which will be guaranteed a level 3 level up. So let's just take the HP here. Then we'll take the attack speed here. And then we get 3 level 3 level ups all in a row. I'm going to take the luck here. I do want additional luck. And we're probably going to buy negative luck if the Terrified Onion got cursed. It didn't, so we won't. Let's go ahead and combine and buy a Sharptooth. I'll still take Broken Mouth, and I think I can afford the sunglasses. This is a pretty... This purchase will reduce my survivability a lot, but it's a pretty big increase to our damage output. Remember that Sharptooth also gets increased critical damage, only by a little bit, but every little bit counts. When it's not cursed, I'm not going to take Terrified Onion even at a discount, because I really don't want to lose luck here. Baby Squid, we've got positive XP gain still, so this is going to be a decent amount of regeneration. We'll go ahead and take that. Community support, I'm going to pass on. I've actually found community support a lot less useful than I used to. I used to think that this item was very strong, but even on Crash Zone, where there's sort of more enemies than on Abyssal Terrors, this is often -2 armor for plus 15% attack speed or so, and I just don't think that's a good deal for 150. Yeah, if you are struggling to kill the enemies and there's tons of them on the field, community support will be good, but otherwise I think it ends up just not being that strong for most characters, so we're going to roll past it. I will take pretty much every cursed item we see. It scales our damage and, of course, just plays into the character's plan. And padding I will lock here, because accursed padding, when we have a piggy bank and everything, is going to be a lot of HP. Let's roll and see if we can lock a couple other things. I'll lock a dangerous bunny and then roll. Cursed dangerous bunny would be very valuable. We'll take a tree here. Do I want the compass? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to roll one more time and then lock a propeller hat, and we'll hold on 380. This is a reasonable amount for our piggy bank, and then we're going to make a lot of additional money this wave. And also, we have a 35% pity bonus because the fishhook has been fully betraying me. How many items have we gotten cursed? Literally 2, right? Oh no, the one sharp tooth? Oh no, okay, the bat. So we've gotten 4 items cursed. I don't know how many items I've locked and whether that's even close to to the average that we would expect, but my instinct for complaining tells me that we are running very cold on this fishhook. The nice thing is that even if you run cold on fishhook and lose out on fishhook equity, you gain complaint equity. So it's win-win if, as I do, you love to complain about getting unlucky. Taking a lot of damage here, but we've got some lifesteal, we've got some regen, and we have the tentacle, so we should be able to heal through most of it. This is no longer a peacock wave, so I can tank most of the enemies a little more easily. Here I'll just take 12% more damage. Our percent damage is quite low. Okay, great. We finally got some items cursed from the fishhook, and the free rerolls from Dangerous Bunny play really well with our piggy bank and with our fishhook, because they both let us roll for better items sooner. I'm going to buy both of these, and then we'll do a quick reroll here. Spyglass does not play well with our cursed Dangerous Bunny. Now, this character does want cheap rerolls. The range is kind of irrelevant at this point. We've got minus 140. I mean, if I got an item that I could curse for a lot of range, maybe I could fix our range, but honestly, I'm pretty happy just playing this character at minimum range. It would just be such a huge investment to boost it back to nominal, and we'll just tank through the elite instead. I'll take the whetstone here, and I'll speculate, because cursed spyglass is pretty good, that this might be worth money. If it doesn't get cursed, we won't buy it. I'll definitely buy Corrupted Shard, and then we'll do another free reroll, and we'll lock a Sharp Tooth. If I got the hiking pole cursed, that's a way to offset our range penalty, and if this wasn't a random weapon run, then I would probably buy that. A cursed hiking pole is a great single item you can splash one into a creature build to offset the range penalty, because it very quickly does so if you just get one of these, so something to keep in mind when you're playing the creature. Gonna roll a couple more times. Ice Cube, is it worth buying right away for the curse? We don't have any way to deal elemental damage right now. The incendiary turret, despite doing fire, isn't elemental damage, it's engineering damage, so it doesn't trigger Ice Cube. This is also like a minimum strength Ice Cube. The default is 10%, and this one rolled 13%, so this is like the worst Ice Cube possible. That's really funny. But I think I will buy it, and I'll do one more reroll even, because I want to try to lock stuff and curse it, and even with a very small amount of money in the bank, the piggy bank is still going to be worth a lot of money. On the creature, good rule of thumb is just buy every cursed item you see. Increases your damage and makes more cursed items show up. I mean, in general, that's a good rule of thumb for every character, is to buy pretty much every cursed item you see, even if it's not significant for your build. Just because curse is so powerful in and of itself. And it snowballs, so the earlier you get curse, the more curse you're going to get. It is kind of fun to play the strongest character in the game with the weakest weapon in the game on a map that it's not good for, but you can just see how powerful the creature is regardless. Ritual, we're definitely taking. Every point of lifesteal is really good. Next wave, we're fighting a horde. Do I think I can survive a horde wave with a peacock? I think so. I mean, this is very greedy, and we would definitely be in a... I think we are more likely to win the run if I don't buy that. But I do kind of want to see how strong we can get the character. I'll take 6% dodge here because the more dodge we get, the better. The Spyglass we're not going to buy because it didn't get cursed, so let's take our free reroll here, and we'll definitely take a cursed insanity. Perfect. Roll again. I will take a beanie. Missile, I should probably buy as well. I do want more attack speed, especially going into a horde wave, but more damage is also going to be pretty important. Cursed Peaceful Bee, also excellent. We'll lock the Ritual to try to curse that, and then I'll do a quick reroll here. And I'll lock a Sharp Tooth. I feel like we can get away with trying to curse one more Sharp Tooth. And then with 500 materials in the bank, Piggy Bank has already made us 400, and it will just keep scaling as well. So I definitely am going to take heavy hits when I take hits, because there's a lot of cursed enemies on the field. Some of them are this Ribcage, who hits really hard and will chase me down. Some of them are that Charger. Luckily, none of them are Cursed Walrus, so we don't have to listen to their musical stylings. And I kill that tree to get the consumable heal, and then we'll just try to avoid taking some damage for a little bit, but we can take a couple hits as long as I heal back up in between tanking hits. I just need to have decent movement in order to continue to heal back up. We also got some dodge there. I will say that was very well... My movement in that little instance was very good. I found like a very narrow path to go through and only take one hit, which we happened to dodge, but we did only take the one hit there. I'll take the beanie here, and I'll recycle alloy. Here, I'm going to just take the 10% attack speed. And interesting option here. I do want more armor, but I feel like we can get a higher level upgrade here. So let's reroll. Take 5 crit chance, that's fine. And then I'll just grab 4 regeneration. I guess, no, wait, this is level 20, so I'm guaranteed a level 3 level up. Armor, lifesteal, I would take both over regen. Attack speed, I would take over regen. So there's a lot of stuff I would take. So I'm just going to roll, and we'll just take the 15% attack speed, which is perfect. Now we get another cursed weapon, which is awesome, and we get a cursed ritual as well. Improved tools, 166 for 10 attack speed, totally reasonable for this character. Attack speed is so powerful for us. Then we can just go ahead and buy this. That'll make a level 4 cursed, level 4 sharp tooth. We have 99 HP already somehow. I've actually ended up buying a ton of max HP. Decomposing Flesh won't be that much lifesteal, but it'll be some, so let's just go ahead and buy that. I don't need the Clockwork Wasp, we've already got 18% speed, but I will take a Lure, and then I'm gonna go ahead and lock these 2 items, do one more reroll. Would I buy a Cog if it got cursed? I do have Incendiary Turret as one engineering item. Maybe I should have considered Clockwork Wasp more carefully because of that as well. I still don't think I would buy it, so let's do one more reroll here, and then, yeah, I'll lock all of these. These are all totally fine if they get cursed, so we'll go ahead and lock those. The wheat isn't that great in and of itself, but any level 3 item that you can lock gives you a fairly high amount of expected curse value, because the amount of curse that an item has is based on its level. So locking just random level 3 or even level 4 items, if you're lucky enough to see them, is pretty good on Fishhook, because it gives you a lot of potential curse. Especially good if the Fishhook is attached to the creature, but any Fishhook build can benefit from locking even fairly marginal level 3 and level 4 items, because you get so much curse by buying them. I love playing the creature. This is one of my favorite characters. I like the low range. It forces you to have very tight movement, and the Fishhook management is really fun, and just getting curse every level, being able to do really interesting stuff where you do massive amounts of damage with fast attacking weapons. Just a really well-designed character. I'm going to recycle the baby with a beard here. Sure, I'll keep taking HP, I guess. I think I want the armor more than the attack speed, but I'll just go ahead and take the level 4 upgrade. Come on, what are you doing? We won't buy the wheat this late because it's not cursed, and campfire I'm also going to pass on. These other two are still worth buying, though. Go ahead and upgrade a sharp tooth. We'll buy a penguin. We'll do a reroll here. I'm going to lock this one. I don't really mind capping my speed, and shackles is a way we can repair our range. If this gets cursed, it'll take our range back to, like, almost positive. Then I'm going to go ahead and reroll. Ooh, another potential cursed sharp tooth and a saltwater. All really excellent options. Oh, right. I was confused because we spawned with less than max health, but that's because we have both piggy bank and padding. So we gained money at the start of the wave from our piggy bank, and that increased our max HP because of the padding. So we spawned with lower than maximum HP. Always a fun interaction. I guess that is part of why our HP is so high, is because I have the padding and the cursed piggy bank, so some of our max health is kind of fake. We've got 125 max health, but that's because we have a cursed padding and 1,500 materials. So I do need to still buy some max HP in case I want to spend out my money, but I think we're still in good shape. Wave 14, of course, is going to be challenging for this character, but our defensive stats are really strong, although not strong enough for me to tank every single hit. So I'm going to make a little less money this wave because I just walked into like 20 attacks in a row. I'll take Pocket Factory just for fun. This item isn't going to make our character much stronger, but we have Lumberjack Shirt as well, and I just love Pocket Factory. If you're aiming for sort of maximum win rate, you shouldn't buy Pocket Factory there. I'm going to go ahead and combine, and I will buy this level 1 cursed item and the level 3, which will get us another level 4 cursed. The shackles, amazing. It caps our movement speed at 18, but that's fine. And that does stop the saltwater from working, I believe. Even if we get the saltwater proc, it won't increase our speed over our speed cap. So I'll take the shackles. Saltwater, when it's not cursed, it's 1 damage and 3 attack speed. I think we can do better than that for 130 materials. Scared Sausage is really nice because we have the Ice Cube. Even though this is a minimum strength Ice Cube, the Scared Sausage will still increase our damage output. I'm going to spend down my money this wave a little bit because we're going into an elite fight, and although we did just increase our range, which makes the elite fight a little easier, this is still a very low-range weapon. We have 21 dodge and 6 armor, so our defensive stats are fine, but not amazing. I will definitely upgrade our weapons here. I'll take a Pearl. I think this is a very speculative pick, but this character's really strong, so we can get away with it. Again, this is mostly a for-fun pick. Snake is kind of interesting with Scared Sausage, but really this is just to proc Ice Cube on specifically this elite, so we don't really need the Snake for that. Tractor we're buying for the Curse. This increases our damage, even with the minus 5% damage, and also it'll pay itself back really fast. Diploma, do I want that? 50% XP gain, we currently have 40%, so that's probably another level or two. And that's not bad. So let's buy out these items. It does drop my max HP to 94. I'll take another tree as well. And I guess I do want the small fish. You know what? I'm just going to spend out my money this wave. It does cost me max HP. And of course it makes the piggy bank a little weaker. But I do want to get enough stronger that we can fight the elite guaranteed. We'll do a reroll here and then go ahead and lock a fish hook. Lock a pumpkin, because that gives me curse. Or do we just buy the pumpkin? I could also buy fishhook and try to roll and curse something. No, we don't have the money to reroll. Let's actually lock the pumpkin, buy the fishhook, and lock the explosive turret. That way we have 2 chances for the explosive turret to get cursed. This gives us 1 curse anyways, so it's not that much lower damage than buying the pumpkin, and it gives us more chances at getting the turret. Trying to curse the fishhook, I think, is a mistake because we would have to leave it in the shop an average of several waves in order to make that happen. Better to just get more curses faster. Oh, I should not have killed that summoner. That was actually a big error, because now there's the summons on the field. Luckily, we have tons of damage, so we were able to clear the elite really fast, but when you're nervous about an elite fight, do not start a fight by killing a summoner and just making yourself have to dodge a lot more. I should have run straight away from that guy as soon as he spawned. And because this is wave 15 on Crash Zone, I should have been much more cognizant of this being a summoner wave, where you can get the slugs spawning, and been much more careful about my positioning at the beginning of the wave, so definitely an error there. Now that we have a lot of trees and Pocket Factory, we're actually spawning a lot of turrets, so I'm kind of regretting not taking that Clockwork Wasp that we passed. Jetpack, obviously great, even though the movement speed isn't good. 10% dodge is a big increase to our survivability here. Corrupted Shard, of course, amazing. We'll take more lifesteal as well. I could take 9 max HP. I think I will, just in case we're spending out our money again. And then I'm going to buy these 2 cursed items, lock, and then do a free reroll. Lock these 2, and then do a free reroll. And Alien Worm, do I want to... I guess I'd buy it if it got cursed, and we have 2 fish hooks, so I should try to curse as many things as possible. Building back up my piggy bank equity and my fish hook equity at the same time. The explosive turret actually really nice as well. Because we found that diploma, our engineering is totally reasonable. We also have the pumpkin, so if I find piercing shots... I did pass a sharp bullet as well. Maybe I could have invested in that, but that's a little too speculative. That would have been, I think, pretty silly to buy at the time that we bought it. Got some more crates here. Fried rice actually really strong for this build. We have an incendiary turret and a scared sausage, so this is going to be a lot of regeneration for this character. That's actually a really nice find. I'm going to take the bean teacher here. It does cost me 2 lifesteal, but our lifesteal is pretty high, and even more XP gain is kind of fun. When you're playing the creature and losing XP, getting positive XP gain is just always exciting. I'm going to reroll. I don't think we need more max HP, and 16 damage, definitely better. Only the alien worm got cursed, but I'm still going to buy these other items as well. There's our hunting trophy. Do I want to try to get that cursed? Now that we have 2 fish hooks, it's a lot more interesting to try to curse an item like this. I'm having a blast with this run, so I think I might go ahead and go into endless a little bit. So I think what we're going to do is lock the hunting trophy, lock the coil, lock the goblet here, and then roll. I'll lock snail as well. This is a unique, so if I get it cursed, it pulls it out of the pool and gives us more curse. And because I'm thinking I might do a few waves of endless, I'm going to buy a couple more XP gain items and economy items. I feel like this run is like 1 or 2 items from just going straight to the moon. The cursed hunting trophy would do it, of course. The a black flag would do it. So excited to see which of those shows up first. This wave, I'll just take the regen potion. Of course, when you're going endless, you want to try to curse most uniques, because if you don't curse it, that's a cursed item that you can never get. But also, we just want to remove that from the pool, mostly. Gnome, Losing range and pickup radius are bad, but this is just 5 extra damage on all my attacks, so we'll go ahead and take that. I'll take 4 armor. My armor is terrible. And then I'll take some attack speed as well. Cursed Hunting Trophy for 10% crit chance and a 60% chance of gaining materials. Awesome. The Coil I'm not going to buy when it's not cursed. And Goblet, I think I will still take. This is a lot of healing. Go ahead and roll here. Okay, so we can trade 143 harvesting for melee damage. That would increase the damage of my weapons massively, and the harvesting is not that useful at this point because we have a cursed piggy bank making us money anyways, and the harvesting can only last a few more waves. So let's take Axolotl. It's not the most intensely weird Axolotl that I've ever had, but it is a fun one. Barnacle, I think I'm actually going to try to curse an injection as well, and then we'll roll. I'll try to curse the Snowball also, and might as well throw in the Cog there as well, since we can just lock those items and make some piggy bank money. Of course, as soon as we get to Endless Mode, the piggy bank turns off, so... Also, getting 150 melee damage just means that our weapons one-shot everything, which is super fun. It also means that we can buy items like Rip and Tear or Riposte and have them be really, really good. So, opens up a couple more fun options for the character. I do want Pile of Books. That's an item that I would really love because right now we have 60% crit chance, but actually a fair number of our enemy kills are coming from these turrets. So Pile of Books would be a pretty big deal. It would allow our turrets to crit, and it would prevent them from stealing hunting trophy kills from us, so we'd make more money. We also have no bags. Getting a decent number of crates with no bags. Ooh, what a find. The Cursed Cape. This is why Curse is such a good stat. Obviously, at this point, the run is 1. I mean, there's no chance we lose this run now. Our weapons hit for 2k and we're basically invincible. But Curse gives you a decent chance of rolling into something like this that would just instantly win a normal run by giving you so many defensive and offensive stats all wrapped into a single package. I'll definitely take the Goldfish. We can get a level 4 item there. I'll take more attack speed. Cursed Barnacle, perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. And we'll buy all these cursed items. Unlock the Cog, and I'll do a quick reroll here. That was our Goldfish roll. 1 level 3 and all level 2s. Come on. I'll lock the Sharp Tooth and Metal Detector. And I guess I'll lock Eye Surgery as well. It's another limited item. And then I'll lock the Leather Vest. And because we are... I want to get the max value out of the piggy bank while we can still use it. We're going to lose access to it soon. Because it stops working at wave 20. Now also that we've won the game very easily with the worst weapon in the game, I'm gonna keep the Sharp Teeth maybe, but I might also swap to something even more fun. Like if we get a cool weapon, I'm definitely buying it. Because at this point, we have proven to my satisfaction that we can beat Crash Zone with the creature with Sharp Tooth. So I certainly do not feel like we are deviating from the spirit of the random weapon challenge if I pick up a Nuke Launcher or something. Yeah, I'll take Sunken Bell. Trying to get this cursed doesn't seem that important to me, and it is actually a nice bit of safety for the early levels in Endless Mode. I'll take Crit Chance here. This can get us to 100% Crit Chance, which we want for all of our sort of non-weapon attacks. The Sharp Teeth have higher Crit Chance than our listed Crit Chance, though not by much. Sharp Tooth has very low base critical hit, a phrase which apparently I can't say. For a precise weapon, but it still doesn't need 100% listed crit chance, but all the turrets and stuff when we get Pile of Books will. Go ahead and combine here, and then we will buy another cursed weapon and another cursed item, and then I think I'm just going to reroll. We'll lock a Black Belt. Getting that cursed would be fun as well. Roll again, see if I can lock another couple things. Sure, Scared Sausage, cursed, That sounds pretty good, because I want to save money. It gives me max HP, which makes this fight safer. Not that that's super important, but mostly it's our last chance to get value out of Piggy Bank, so we might as well. Then I'm going to hit the right button and go to Endless Mode instead of Wave 20. One of my most wished for features, and there go the bosses, with very little fanfare. One of my most wished for features in Brotato is that when you go to the end screen, it should pop up it should do a pop-up that says win or endless mode, rather than making you pick before you go into Wave 20. Because it's so easy to forget and push the wrong button, or just decide after you are in Wave 20 that actually you wanted to play Endless instead. Making you choose in advance. I'm sure it's for a technical reason, but making you choose in advance is just not a good interface for that. And no other game does that. Like, every other game has continue in Endless or go to the victory screen. I'd love to get a rip and tear. That would be really sweet. What this run was really missing was a cursed crown. Then we could have swapped thousands of harvesting for melee damage. But we did make 2,600 materials this wave, 2,700. Or go up to 2,700. Extra Stomach is a pretty nice one. This will be a lot of max HP, and it's a unique that we can pull out of the pool. Sif's Relic, also a really nice one. Now, Sif's Relic does give you dodge when it's cursed. It's a really nice item to curse, because it gives you a third stat, but we are already at max dodge, so we don't need to curse it in particular. We'll take Riposte as well, and then, yeah, 11 crit chance, and here... Oh, this is an interesting one. Do I want Lifesteal, damage, or... not harvesting, obviously. Lifesteal or damage, or to reroll for another stat. This is a level 30 upgrade. Let's just go ahead and take some damage. Our damage could be even higher, I think. Still just gonna buy all these items, and then we'll do a reroll here. Power Generator is a really nice one to curse, so I might try to curse that one. Celery Tea, I'm gonna take. I feel like our damage is high enough that we can just grab Celery Tea, and this offsets the creature's XP gain loss, so creature loses 5%. Celery Tea offsets that completely, so you're no longer losing XP. We'll take Ugly Tooth as well, just to pull it out of the shop. You could try to get this curse, but I don't think it's that important, even in deep Endless runs. You prefer to just kill enemies really fast. Then I'll lock the Exoskeleton... no, I'm just going to buy Exoskeleton. I'm only locking Power Generator because it's a unique that I really want to have cursed. And then Spider I'll buy as well. Cute Monkey we can pick up. Let's roll here. Sharp Tooth I will purchase. Frozen Heart goes well with our Ice Cube and also is another unique that we can curse. Then we're going to roll. We'll buy a Corrupted Shard. Handle I'm still going to pass on. Roll again. Roll again. And yeah, we'll lock a Hunting Trophy and a Gummy Berserker. Now I've just got 4 items locked. I don't mind not spending all my money. In Endless mode, you're more rolling for specific items, especially because you want to get specific items cursed, than you are trying to spend all your money. I don't know how far I'm going to take this Endless run, either until we die or until I get bored, is the current plan. But I'm really enjoying the run so far. All these cursed lampreys are great value because we one-shot them, and that makes me feel good. Baby Gecko I'm going to grab just to pull it out of the pool. Obviously, we don't need this effect because we have Sif's Relic already. We'll take a Mirror. There's a chance that we could get something really awesome duplicated. Then I'm gonna... I don't really need the regen. I could start building range back up, but I still don't think that buying range in sort of small increments is going to be that useful. I might get a hiking pole, a cursed hiking pole, if I see one. But let's just reroll here. I'll take some luck. Luck is fine. Okay, so I could take the hunting trophy, but it's not cursed. Neither did these get cursed. I could take Gummy Berserker and just duplicate that. Cursed Gummy Berserker. Really unfortunate that none of the uniques that I wanted cursed got cursed, and the mirror can't duplicate hunting trophy. So if the hunting trophy had been cursed, I could have just bought all the way to 3 hunting trophies right away with the mirror. But I think what we're going to do is just spend it on the Gummy Berserker. It's unfortunate, but more cursed items is fine. I'll take another Celery Tea. Oh, actually, I should lock this. So what we're going to do is just lock Celery Tea, and then we will try to kill the elite. I don't want to double the elite's health this wave. Although I guess I could have gotten away with it. I forgot just how absurd our damage is right now. Would have been nice to spend, you know, if I had planned to go endless from the beginning, we could have spent a couple waves while we could still be making piggy bank money, locking items and not buying them with thousands in the bank. But this is just how endless mode looks, is often you just won't buy anything. Sometimes the best decision is no decision when you're playing endless mode, because getting specific items and specific cursed items in particular is the most important thing for success in endless mode, more than just like total raw stats. Whereas to beat wave 20, you're mostly just looking for a certain amount of total stats. Take another mirror here. We'll see how that works. Yeah, I can get away with increased enemy speed. A goldfish, sure. And then more crit chance. That'll get us to crit chance to 100 crit chance pretty quickly. I'm just going to go ahead and mirror the hunting trophy. This will cap out our hunting trophies now. This isn't the best possible hunting trophy, but it's a pretty good one. 33% by default up to 63%. I think the max is like 70%, so this is actually a very high roll on hunting trophy. Duplicating it is pretty good. It's drinking some water. Gonna take the cursed power generator, an awesome find. We'll just buy Celery Tea. We'll do our goldfish reroll here. Let's take a sharp tooth and a sharp tooth. Cursed banner, tree, definitely. Another sharp tooth, and then I guess I'll just go ahead and combine and buy the other one. Roll. I'll lock this, and I'll lock the crown as well, just to pull it out of the pool. It's another cursed level 3 item we could get, and then let's do a reroll. Sure, a cursed gentle alien would be perfect as well. If we see another fish hook, we will try to curse it. You really want cursed fish hooks. Again, if I'd been planning to go into endless mode from the start, I would not have bought the second fish hook. I'd have waited for it to get cursed. One of the challenges for endless mode runs, especially if you want really deep endless mode runs like world records or whatever, is you have to wait until a cursed fishhook shows up in the shop. You can't buy the first fishhook that you see. And whether you do well in an endless mode run is basically determined by whether you get a cursed fishhook or not. Part of why I find endless mode runs at like the extreme ends of optimization not that interesting, because it's very RNG based and very based on re-rolling over and over again for very, very specific items. But when you're having a lot of fun with a build and just decide to go into endless mode, that is a great time. I'm gonna recycle the acid. We don't need more HP. We'll take the turret here. We'll keep taking trees when we see them. This is also 9% damage, but let's go ahead and reroll. Take 4 lifesteal, that's fine. Oh, nice. Almost everything got cursed. So we'll definitely buy this stuff. We'll go ahead and sell and buy the sharp tooth. Reroll here. Dangerous Bunny is another item that you shouldn't buy unless it's cursed in endless mode, so I'll go ahead and lock that. We'll roll. Cursed coil, sure. roll a couple more times. We'll take a missile and another reroll and a corrupted shard. We've only got 2 items locked, but that's fine. Really waiting on this frozen heart to get cursed. Wow, what a sick number of enemy kills. I really want the frozen heart to get cursed because I'm tired of having no rerolls in the shop, because I really want to find a cool legendary weapon. And the more you reroll, the better. I love the cluster of turrets that we've got forming in the top right. Because I have like 5 trees, we're actually getting a lot of Pocket Factory turrets. If I get piercing shots from something, or ricocheting shots, that would go a long way as well. And I still really want Pile of Books. Cursed Small Fish, yes. Poisonous Tonic, yes. Wisdom, I don't want unless it's cursed, so we're recycling it. Jelly will recycle as well. I'll take sunglasses. Oh wait, my crit chance was already way over 100%. I didn't realize. Because I bought the hunting trophies and everything pushed my crit chance really high. How much do I care about optimizing the Frozen Heart? I'm just going to buy the Frozen Heart. We'll keep the Dangerous Bunny locked. I'll buy Lost Duck. I'll take another Coil. We don't need to get that cursed in particular either. And then Eye Surgery we will buy because it's a unique. We can get it out of the pool. I'm going to wait for a higher level hiking pole to try to do the hiking pole thing. These items are good though. Just hitting for 6,500 damage every attack. Amazing. Apologies for the cough there. Rip to headphone users. I try to mute if I cough or sneeze or something, but I don't always get there in time. All right. Still making great money because we have triple cursed hunting trophy. We still don't have a black flag. That would be a really big bonus for this character as well. My armor is super low, but I'll just take the attack speed here. Okay, nice. We got the baby squid. That's perfect. I'm just going to buy these items even though they're not cursed. I don't need any of these. I don't need any of these. Let's reroll. Any cursed item we'll buy. Reroll again. Another decomposing flesh. That's a lot of lifesteal, so sure, let's go ahead and pick that up. Lock an explosive turret. I'll buy bait just for fun. Oh, there we go. Pile of books. Perfect. Lantern. Excellent. And we'll lock a duct tape as well. So this is going to make our structures do a lot of damage also, now that they can critically hit. And we should make money off of hunting trophy. I believe I have improved tools also, but not cursed improved tools. So our weapon attacks are actually, or our structure attacks are actually really fast because of that. Would be better if I'd gotten it cursed, of course, but our attack speed's quite solid, so our structures should be doing a pretty solid amount of damage. If you want to go into really, really deep endless runs, you should not buy Pocket Factory, and you should avoid buying trees, and you should avoid buying gardens and stuff like that, because what you're really fighting in those is your computer, and trying not to have it crash when you get to the extreme late game, where there's millions of turrets on the screen. Stuff like that. So if you're trying to go for like a 1,000 wave deep run, then you should avoid buying Pocket Factory. Take the metal detector here. Sure, I'll just take some more lifesteal. Nice, we got a bunch of cursed stuff, so we'll buy all of it and then do a reroll. Baby elephant sounds fun. Let's buy that. Tentacle. Ritual and Cursed Coral? Sure. Still would love a Rip and Tear. We're actually not one-shotting these things, but look at our knockback just punting them around the field. Watch our incendiary turret. It's just picking those things away like balloons. We could definitely just be AFKing right now, too, and I would not be in any danger of dying, I think, like, if I just hold still. But, obviously, more fun to run around killing stuff. Sure, we'll grab that. We'll take another baby elephant. That is not going to give us money from hunting trophy, but it just does a lot of damage around the map, so it seems pretty fun to me. And then I don't need that. Let's roll. Grind's Magical Leaf, obviously great in Endless Mode. And then these two items are excellent as well. Triangle of Power is always pretty good in Endless Mode because you never want to buy Bloody Hand or Blood Donation. You want to buy Tardigrades. And those items remove those. So Triangle of Power is just always great. And then Wolf Helmet, is that worth locking? Probably not. I'll lock a Cute Monkey instead. Alright, so our damage is no longer, despite the tardigrade, our damage is no longer just one-shotting the elites. We're still obviously killing them insanely quickly, but our damage is starting to fall behind a little bit. We haven't found any tardigrades yet, so this build is not strong defensively. Endless Mode runs, basically your HP ends up being the number of tardigrades you have, because everything will one-shot you. So you want to find as many of those as possible if you're going for deep endless runs. I also recommend getting a mod that shows you how many tardigrades you have left on your health bar, because by default the game doesn't show you. So if you're trying for super deep endless runs, knowing how many hits you can take is actually pretty useful. Yeah, we'll take a bat. We will recycle the toolbox. I don't really need that. You know what? More lifesteal. Yes, please. And then we'll take attack speed. We will buy all these items. That's great. And then lock that. We'll buy this. We'll roll here. Kraken's Eye. That's a fun unique as well. We'll lock a Cyclops Worm. Do a free reroll. Oh, there we go. That's what I've been looking for. Legendary to purchase a chain gun. Exactly what we were hoping for. Let's see if we can get that cursed. And then we'll be able to just pop the bosses. I'm gonna go ahead and recycle the lens here. So hopefully we got the chain gun cursed. I'd really like to be able to buy that this wave. Let's take some armor. Nice. Okay, that's what we were looking for. Let's recycle this. We'll buy the chain gun. Then I guess I can still just buy these two items too. We'll roll here. Ooh, cursed jerky, cursed small magazine, sure. Wheat I don't need. Let's do some rerolls. I'll just lock this because it's cursed and we should pretty much buy every cursed item. And then let's go to wave 30. Alright, well, this is very satisfying. Now, I don't have that much range damage for the chain gun, but we can get that pretty quickly. The other thing that we don't have is that much range for the chain gun. So I'm still looking for a high-level hiking pole that we could potentially curse if I wanted to go too much further in this run. I'll probably do a few more waves now that we've gotten chain gun. I was planning to stop at 30, but this is such a blast now that we have another legendary. The fun thing here is that our sharp teeth are actually still doing stuff. Another fish hook. So normally you would avoid buying this unless it was cursed. I think we're probably not going that much further into endless mode, so I'm just gonna take the fish hook now. But if you were gonna go like a lot more levels, you would recycle it there and try to get it cursed. I'm gonna recycle. We'll take spicy sauce. That's fine. It's not a unique I care particularly about cursing. I'm gonna keep the Kraken's Eye though, and then Power Fist, probably not worth it. Let's buy both of those, though. We'll take Treasure Map, we'll do a reroll, we'll lock this, we'll do a reroll, and we'll go fight Wave 31. You can see that even with the chain gun, my damage is not high enough to just obliterate everything, because we weren't spec'd into good stats for the chain gun. Our range damage isn't that high. Our engineering is fine, but not amazing. But, of course, because we're the creature, it does scale with curse, so the base damage is still really high. What was that guy taking 2 damage from? Yeah, there's a couple enemies taking 2 or 3 damage. I'm very curious what that's from. 3 damage. Oh, I think it's the burning from our incendiary turret or our scared sausage. It's one of those. No, we have 24 elemental damage. We have 47 engineering. Nothing should be doing 2 damage. Maybe some kind of piercing effect is doing 2 damage. That's really interesting. Somebody let me know in the comments if you have an idea what is doing 2 damage for this character. Well, I don't need crit chance. Sure, I'll just take more attack speed. That's fun. Buy both of these items and this. I'm going to reroll here. Oh, I could have taken heavy bullets to go with the chain gun, actually. Maybe I should have done that. We'll lock the butterfly. Toxic sludge. I guess everything scales to 10% of our elemental damage, too. But I don't think toxic sludge is particularly useful. Reroll here. Poisonous tonic's going to be good enough. Roll again. Triangle of power. Sure. Do a couple more rerolls, and we'll lock another item for our hook. I don't know how many more waves it would take for me to die if I just AFK'd. Probably, like, if I bought nothing. Probably not that many. You can see there that when we take a hit, it does a lot of damage. So I'm almost dying in 1 hit to some enemies. Even though we have 200 HP, the amount of damage that we take from enemies is so high, and we have no tardigrades. So probably we will die sometime in the next, like, 5 to 10 waves if I don't find tardigrades. And if we intended to go really, really deep into endless mode, I would probably be rolling really aggressively for those and skipping out on all the other items that we are buying, because that would be the only thing that would matter to us. Okay, there's one. We will definitely take that. That gives us a big safety net. And then let's roll here. Yeah, we'll take the butterfly as well. Oh, that worked out perfectly to have 1 material left. That's fun. We'll lock that, get it out of the pool. We'll lock this, try to get it cursed. Of course, maintaining 60 dodge, also really important for Endless Mode. One of the strongest late-game Endless Mode characters as a result of that is the Ghost, because 90 dodge means your tardigrades stay intact more often. And what weapon you're using and the double damage that you take from all enemies from having a low armor just doesn't matter in Endless Mode runs, because every hit is lethal to every character anyways. So the Ghost's minus armor is irrelevant, but the 90% dodge cap is enormous. It's not the very best. The two sort of meta picks for really late game Endless runs are the Demon because of their ridiculous economy, and the Druid because you can use Spicy Sauce as your main damage source in the late game. But Ghost is a really fun option as well. Gonna go ahead and reroll here. I don't need crit chance. Take 8% damage, that's fine. And then I'm gonna buy these items. I think we will fight these elites and then call it. Giant Belt would be a nice one. Cursed Giant Belt. This is a great way to kill bosses in the late game as well. Gonna keep rolling a little bit. And Bandana would be pretty cool. Small Magazine is fine. Cauldron would be fine also. But I'm gonna go fight these elites. Taking a few hits here. But you can see we do lifesteal very, very quickly. Although I think I actually need to walk into attacks, so we're gonna have this run count as 1 in the stats. So I'm gonna try to see if I can walk into enough projectiles to end the run on the game's terms. It's becoming difficult, but we just heal so much. All right, we're going to go to the next wave, and we're going to see... we're going to change the parameters here. We're going to see if we can actually die somehow. Oh, well, this will help. We'll take the Weird Ghost, and we'll see if we can actually manage to somehow die. I'll take the Giant Belt, and we'll buy all these items. We'll take the, I guess, a Lock Dangerous Bunny, because it'll make it a little easier. And let's go to wave 35, and enemies. I need enemies. Okay, 1 projectile. Nope, we got to dodge. Another one, we got to dodge. Oh no, our dodging's too good. I don't have the move speed. Okay, that was our first hit, but unfortunately the Weird Ghost didn't kill us. It's impossible. This character's too strong. Because if we, I guess I can just hit end the run, but now I'm just, now I'm invested in trying to see how soon we can actually lose this run if I'm actively trying to. Oh, I should have run for that group of 3 projectiles there. Let's go ahead and just recycle everything, or I guess I need to take items there. And then we'll just go straight to wave 35. I don't think we're going to be able to lose on this wave. There's not enough enemy projectiles. We'll have to wait until the next elite wave. Maybe the bosses can get us. Let's see. So, because if I say AFK... We've got the chain gun, and this wave, there's just not enough projectiles. So enemies are just not ever able to attack us if I'm AFKing. I could manually fire in one direction and stop killing them, but that does seem like cheating. All right, we made it through wave 36. So that's 4 waves that I was actively trying to lose, and this build was too strong. Okay, blood donation. This will make it easier for us to lose, because it's going to take our... I need to... Oops, shouldn't have bought armor, actually. I guess I could buy Dangerous Bunny, and I could roll for... Oh, Peacock. That's a good way. I could roll for... Maybe I should have bought the Alien Baby for increased enemy health as well. Let's cap our max HP. That will make it easier as well if we make it through this wave. And then I'm trying to roll for Weird Ghost. Sharp Bullet's a fun one with all of our turrets, but I don't want to make ourselves better at killing things. Let's keep rolling. Roll again. Triangle of Power with the blood donation does decrease our damage, so let's go ahead and lock that, and then we'll do another reroll. I think I can probably die to these elites. Yeah, there we go. So I took a hit, walk into another attack. Oh no, they died too fast. What do we do? We're too powerful. Okay, here's some projectiles. Nope. 3 projectiles in a row, but we got dodges on all of them. Okay, there's 1, 2. Can we do it? No, we got a dodge. Another dodge. Okay, we did it. It took a lot of effort, but I did manage to finally have this character perish. All right. Well, that was a blast. I really enjoyed that run all the way through, and even when I started getting bored, trying to lose the run on purpose became actually very entertaining. I wonder if there's a reverse Brotato category where you can take we could like seed a run and get a powerful build at a really strong build at level 20, and then try to do reverse speed running and see who can lose with the run the fastest. That would be a fun challenge mode, or a modder could put one together. So our fishhook, we did get pretty unlucky, but obviously the creature is ridiculously strong. You can see the amount of stats that we got. Every one of our weapons dealing ridiculous damage, but of course the chain gun dealing 7 million damage. 2,000 materials from the Cursed Piggy Bank, so obviously great. 1,800 from Recycling Machine, though obviously endless mode, but still pretty powerful. Dangerous Bunnies were excellent, saving 2,000 materials. The Ice Cube ended up pretty good, even in the late game, just boosting our damage output. We ended up with 63 lifesteal from Decomposing Flesh and over 100 lifesteal, which is great. That's exactly what you want. The Axolotl was really fun. That was an amazing find for this character. And ended up being really powerful. It's too bad you can't lock it, and I don't believe Cursed Axolotl actually exists, so you can't lock it and get it cursed with the fishhook, and I don't think that it can show up cursed in the shop, as far as I know. 124 HP from the extra stomach, and what else? Hunting trophies, actually only worth 7,400 materials, which of course is a ridiculous amount. But given that we were critically hitting with every attack and in endless mode, and we got 3 cursed hunting trophies, that feels low to me. So interesting there. Obviously, our crown did nothing but make us swaggier, but it did not increase our harvesting because we got it after wave 20. The pile of books was excellent, increasing our damage output, and yeah, everything was really powerful for this character. Of course, the creature, always a great run, but nice to know that you can win on Crash Zone even with curse-dependent characters, even with very bad weapons. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and of course, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.